Alright guys, hello and welcome. This is Singh. We are back with yet another NFP session. This is the 2nd of February 2018. Welcome. Alright, so today we have NFP. Might we have some potential opportunity to trade, but we'll see how the charts go. So let me load up my charts. So we got Euro, our standard 3 or 4 or 5 charts that we always look at. Let's see if we have some short-term opportunity, because that's what NFP is all about, those 15, 20, 30, 40 pips. Alright, so we got Euro, we got UJ, we got Aussie. Look at that, how beautiful that went. And we got Pound. Last but not least, we'll go for the US CAD. Alright. Alright, definitely not looking to do Euro USD for obvious reasons. As you can see, the price has been really high, and it is in a constant uptrend, and more likely than not it should continue to go towards the top side. At this moment the price is in a very bullish kind of a move, and it is touching that previous trend line, and most likely than not, as you can see, the price is kind of getting into a consolidation. So right over here the price may or may not be stable, so it's not really the best time to kind of buy into a market like this. The price can go either way, but for the safer side I would just like to ignore this trade altogether. Looking at the daily, yeah, exactly same stuff, right? The price can potentially come. We have a big candle to break yesterday, which kind of broke the previous resistance around here. Very small minor resistance. I don't really believe that we can just base a trade on just based on this. So we'll see if that works. We'll see if that if we find that, or if that happens. But as I said, looking at the bigger picture, that the price is holding on to that big ass trend line, it is highly likely that the price may or may not, it might do a bit of a push down. Yesterday's candle was a bit of a, ended up being pushed back, rejected this much from exactly from that trend line, and that same is happening with today's candle. So again, not really the ideal opportunity where you want to buy. However, if the price was say somewhere around this lot or this lot, then we can actually see that yes, the price has the potential and it has the potential that it can actually go towards the north side. So we'll ignore the Euro USD for now. Let's have a look at the UJ. Alright, UJ, we took the trade from around here ages ago, been a couple of weeks. So right now it is looking to push back up, which is not a bad idea, and most likely than not this one is looking quite bullish. So let's go on the 4 hour. Alright, let's go on the hourly. Again, not the cleanest looking structures, too much noise, but if we have our trend lines together, we'll get something along the lines of this, and you can again see that the price is looking to push back. So again, we don't really have a trade which can go with the trend. Most likely than not, the price is looking to go into a direction which might not be the greatest at this stage. It can potentially come down, retest, and then eventually shoot up. But the problem is that we don't really have that much of a play area. This is already 20 pips. And we only look for 20 to 30 pips in an NFP anyways. So I don't really think this is a decent enough idea on a 4 hour chart. As you can see, this one has definitely broken. So on a short term basis, yes, the price may come down, have a bit of a retest in this zone, then eventually shoot up, agreed. Or if we go on the 1 hour, yep, looks decent enough. I think it will do exactly like I said. It should potentially come down, retest this zone, then eventually shoot up. So what we can do, we can actually have pending orders for a long position somewhere around this lot, and have the stop loss gone just below that, and we'll see how the take profit goes. But if we are able to enter around this region, around the 109,600 mark, 109.600 mark, then we can potentially try to take that profit just as a one-to-one. Won't be a bad idea to do that. Alright, moving forward, very simple analysis, not the cleanest looking ones, but as we can see, the trend line has broken, the price has made a bit of a double bottom situation, not exactly, you can call it a double bottom on the 4-hourly. So again, this was the neckline, and the neckline has been broken, and going on the 8-hour, you can see there was a big candle to break, and the price was looking to kind of retest in this zone. So won't be too surprised if the price comes down to retest that zone. It may or may not come down, but the safer bet is to have a pending order somewhere around here, and especially on the hourly, you can see that the trend line is holding true. So what can potentially happen is the price going from here and then eventually shooting towards the top side. Alright, so UJ for a buy. Let's see, Aussie we called out a trade 3-4 days ago that we can actually sell it from here if you can check the telegram, and that's exactly what the price is trying to do, right? It has exactly triggered our entry point perfectly, like we said, where we said it from, and it is looking to make a bearish engulfing, which it might. And looking on the short term basis, you can see that the trend line has been broken, agreed, but is it gonna be a short enough trade as of now? I don't think it is gonna go that short right away. I would have sold it if we were able to catch the price somewhere around this zone, this neckline of the previous structure. But right over here, I don't really have a support, I don't really have any sort of a resistance, so it's not really the cleanest looking thing that you can see, but it may do a bit of a push up, which won't be surprised, but I'm not too much in favor of this pattern. Again, will be a short term buy if it has to be, but it won't be a long term buy because we are going against the structure. As you can see, the price has clearly broken the neckline, came back, retested, and now it has fallen down, right? So if we end up forming this pattern, you can actually kind of see that it's a left shoulder, head, and a potentially right shoulder, right? So that's what is happening. So right now, technically speaking, we should actually be just shooting down from here, but we never sell at a support, we never buy at a resistance. So that's what is happening here. It is looking to sell at a, the situation says that we should sell at a support, so which I'm not really in the favor of. So we can ignore this trade altogether because the technicals are not really lining up with the current policy of NFP that we have, that we are just going to scoop around 15, 20, 30 pips. So we'll see if that works. Pound, moving forward, pound again, I don't really have to say much. Pound is not really in our favor. Again, we can't really take a trade on a smaller time frame if the higher time frame is not really lining up. Looking at that, you can see it is similar to euro. It has kind of made its move, and it is potentially forming some sort of a structure down here as a trend line. Going on to 2-hour, you can see that the neckline, it has broken the structure. Let me clean it up a bit. It has kind of broken the structure somewhere around this lot, and a wedge, and it is currently holding into this small support region, which not really that great, but it is being supported over here. So again, similar kind of a situation, just like the UJ. It is due for a short trade, but it is at a support where we can't really sell it. So we may again choose to ignore this trade. We may have to choose to ignore this trade altogether, because again, for the same reasons, we never sell it when it's too low. We only sell when it's high, right? So currently it is kind of in the consolidation phase, but technically speaking, if it had already done this bit and it was here, we would love to sell it from there. But right as of now, the price is due for a bearish trade, but it can actually come up first, do a bit of a mumble jumble around here, then eventually break and then do this, right? So that again kind of defeats the whole point of trying to trade this NFP. So we have to be a bit careful on this one. So far, the only good looking one looks like the UJ, if I'm not wrong. Here the UJ again not really ready. If we end up getting it over here, we may choose to buy, otherwise we may not. US CAD, last but not the least. We have a lot of time yet. It's just 9:08 and the news come out, I guess, at the news came out at, again, for those who are new in this one, my FX book, Forex economic calendar, that's where you have all the news. So it says non farm payrolls in 20 minutes, so again it's gonna be out at 9:30. We'll see how we get around to that, but again at the moment, looking on this, it is on a trend line, so we can do a potential short-term buy on US CAD, just like the UJ, which kind of also proves the theory of correlation based on the opposite pairs. That if the US is, because it's a US news, we can kind of counter trade this according to the pairs. What I mean by that is, if the price ends up if one US pair is going up, then the other US pair will also go up. If UJ is going up, Euro will go down, and Aussie will go down, and Pound will go down, and all that kind of stuff. Alright, and now again on the 8 hourly, we can see that the price is a downward trend and a downward consolidation. Standard pattern, nothing too fancy about it, and we can potentially try and see that the price may do a bit of a shoot up. Hasn't really given us any good looking candlestick reversal pattern yet, but it is surely doing something. So again, downward trend, downward consolidation, which kind of ends up downward trend, downward consolidation. If it breaks, if it had already broken, we would have loved to buy it from here. Usually I like to trade the NFP when the price has kind of given us all the exact entry point, which we actually got for quite a few months, but the last couple of months we haven't actually had those kinds of exact entry point NFPs, and that's why the win rate of our NFPs has been kind of struggling the past 3-4 months or so. Before that, we had a massive run in 2017. We just lost like 1 or 2 NFPs, and all others were winners. So right now, I think we lost the December one. January one was 1 winner, 1 loser. Now let's see how the February one turns out to be. And to be honest, it is not looking that great, because we don't really have the prices as exact entry points as we would like during the NFP, right? So nothing on Euro, UJ, or you can have a pending order for a buy around here, potentially 1-to-1 risk to reward. Aussie, I'm not really too much of a fan for this. It can shoot down. It should. The bigger picture is that it should shoot down, but going on the smaller time frames, we don't really sell at a support. Again, coming back to the same point, so not really keen to sell it around here. Most likely than not, it is looking to be a head and shoulders, like I said before. Oops, what did I do? So left shoulder, a potential head, and this one can actually find another right shoulder, so can happen, right? So short term buy, but I'm not too comfortable going against the major trend, so we can do a potential short term buy, but you don't really be holding it that long. UJ on the other hand, if it comes down, we can buy it from here. If it doesn't come down, then again, not really the greatest looking setups of all times. And but looking at the picture on the H4, you can see that it has made a bit of a bottomed out in one way, bit of a double bottom, and then broke the neckline. Now looking to retest, and can eventually do a retest in this zone and then shoot up again. Has broken the trend line as well, so has the potential to kind of get up, go a bit higher than what it is right now. We took the trade, we called out this trade actually from here somewhere, that it can potentially go short, and right now it is not it has kind of fulfilled that trade, but right now it is due for a retracement. So won't be surprised if that happens, because we do have another trend line which is kind of coming all the way from here. So not really a bad idea actually. to go for a long setup. So UJ looks decent for a buy, but again I would like to wait for a retest somewhere in this yellow zone to eventually buy this. All right, any questions? So UJ for a buy, Aussie I'm not really too much in favor of Aussie for a buy, but that's what it looks like. No bias for pound. It is already way too oversold. It is at a support zone, and again we can't really sell at a support, we can't buy at a resistance. Same stuff, same goes for US CAD. Bigger picture, yes, definitely looks bullish. I would have been happy to buy if the price was somewhere around this region, but again the price has already made its move. It's already at the resistance line, so there's no point buying at the resistance line until and unless it had already broken and retested and we could have bought it. Usually the price would be in sync with the NFP times. It has happened for a lot of times, but right now it is not there. So again, there is not really an opportunity to buy this. The only setup that kind of looks halfway decent is the UJ, and other than that I don't really have much bias on the others because they're kind of going counter trend and counter to what our traditional standard setups are. Right, any questions so far? Any questions? Well, if not, I guess we'll just have to wait for another 10-15 minutes till the news come out. I think the setups are pretty standard, but the price is just not there yet that we can potentially buy it. So again, what you can do, like I said before, you can have pending orders. All right, we can do NZD USD, so we can kind of get rid of our euro or Aussie, or we just open another one. So NZD USD. All right, coming up. NZD USD. Okay, then definitely not. Way too overbought, man. Way too, like, just not the gig. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I don't really think, I mean, again, same spot. It's way too overbought for a buy, and in that resistance zone where we shouldn't actually be buying it, right? Can do either way. At this moment it is at the same point as the euro, like it's way too overbought. It is looking at the previous resistance, so it can hold this resistance right away, or it can do a bit of a fake push up and then eventually shoot down. And same goes for euro, same goes for this Kiwi dollar. Right now, again, if the price was around this region, right, and the price had already been around here, and we know that the price is kind of back in that support region after making that big breakout, we would be happy to buy, right? I want you to understand the difference between that. The setup is there, and even if the NFP is gonna kind of move things a bit, we don't really have to buy into a trade, whether buying or selling it, regardless, just for the sake of NFP, right? If the setup is not ready, then the setup is not ready. And again, right over here, I'm not a fan of this one. I don't really think the setup is there. Again, if we had something decent enough, which we don't, then we would have bought it. For example, the price was around here, the price was, you know, broken this one, or the price had broken this one. Look at that, downward trend, downward consolidation, big candle to break, comes down, retest, bullish engulfing. Price was around here, we would have bought it, right? Easy. But again, price is over here, we would have bought it. But again, right now it's not there, so can't really do much. So yeah, that's about it. Any more questions? Now you see this 2 hour candle is kind of pushing down, but again, as long as it is in this yellow zone, it has not really closed inside or outside. We can't really say much which side it's gonna go, right? So we have to kind of make some careful decisions here. Why is it a bearish trade? It is like that region, it has broken the trend line and it is in the previous low thingy, but again it has not broken outside of it. It has not closed outside the zone. So technically speaking, it's in a neutral zone where we actually shouldn't be doing anything about it. And the same again, same goes for Kiwi, same goes for kind of US CAD, same goes for Pound, same goes for Aussie. So again, the only thing I would potentially be doing is having a pending order of on UJ at 109.6 levels if we get that. And so somewhere around here, just because this is a wedge and it can potentially do a bit of a shoot down, bit of a stop hunt and then eventually go up. That is something that we can do. There's no point trying to trade NZD CAD because we are trading NFP and NFP is a US news. Yep. Any more questions? Any more questions? Again, for the new ones over here, don't put the money that you can't afford to lose. If this is the first NFP or second NFP or whatever, then just try a trade demo for a while till you really get the hold of it. Don't be greedy. We'll have tons and tons of opportunities of being greedy. For example, this is the right time to be greedy in the crypto market because there's a lot of fear. Now, just like Warren Buffett says, whenever people are scared, be greedy, and whenever people are greedy, be scared. So right now people are scared, so it's time to be greedy in that market. But this one is way too aged market to be fearful or be greedy. That it's not really too much hyped or affected by some random short-term news and any small little things like that. Right, another 8 minutes. Euro on the other hand, Euro kind of looks alright as well for a for a buy, but again we shouldn't really be buying it. The higher time frames are not really aligning nicely. Aussie on the other hand seems I think Aussie might break towards the bottom. Might. It's a big might. On the other hand, pound, no comments. US CAD, no comments, can go either way. Kiwi, no point even looking at it. So again, stick to my analysis. Again, if it breaks already here, then it kind of gets a bit tricky. But again, I would just have a pending order around here. If it gets triggered, it gets triggered. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Don't worry about it. We'll have many more opportunities which will be much more safer and stable. Another 5 minutes to go. Looks like the pound is gonna drop. But again, we don't really have any technical evidence of it as of yet, but just pure speculation. Four minutes to go. 3 minutes to go. Again, guys, don't put money that you can't afford to lose. Only put money that you can afford to lose. This is not one of the best trading opportunities. Yes, money can be made when the setups are good, but don't risk everything just on this setup. If you follow the trading plan and just let the trades run, you will make a lot more money than just in any one NFP session. And only UJ. Again, even for UJ, you have a pending order to buy from here, and nothing else. Only UJ. Nothing else looks good enough. That's the only one we are looking at. Again, we don't have the correct entry price. That's why we have a pending order. Again, if it gets triggered, you can kind of move it up a bit just to make sure it gets triggered. That's not a bad idea. We have another 1 minute and 37 seconds to go. Alright, last minute. Let's see what happens. Again, last thoughts. If you want to miss this, it's not a bad idea to miss it. It's not the greatest setup of all times, but this is something that kind of can be done, right? So we might have much better opportunities in coming future. So don't risk too much. If you just want to play it for a couple of extra bucks, that's not a bad idea. But again, don't put too much on this trade. It is not that nice of a trade. All right, I want you to know this. It's not that great of a trade. Right, 17 seconds. Four, three, two, one. There it goes. Right, didn't come up, didn't come down, sorry, but it did go up exactly like we wanted. So most likely our entry is not triggered. Alright, so at least we were right. Going up, euro coming down, good. Aussie going down. I told you it's going to break. Pound again going down, wasn't confident, but it did go in our favor. US CAD going up. Again, everything was right, everything was nice. But our entry didn't get triggered for many reasons, but that is fine. So yeah, so not a bad NFP. Analysis was on point, almost on point. Another 28 pips if the entry had been triggered. Nice, not bad. Again, not too much of a movement for obvious reasons, because the price is in a support zone, so it's not like it is dropping from there all the way to there. That's not happening. Same goes for US CAD. I think the only thing all it has done is no different from just another 10-15 pips plus and minus. So again, it's not really worth it risking your money for just 10-15 pips. So again, if you made some money, good. If you did not, just like me, if your entry did not get triggered, that is fine as well. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, weren't really the greatest setups, but we had an idea which side they're gonna go. US CAD is pushing up. It's not bad. UJ as well going up nicely, which is awesome. 34-35 pips, not bad at all. Alright, so again, success in one way, not success that our entry didn't get triggered. So yeah, good decent session. If you made some money, good. If you not, use it as a learning session. I'll upload this on our website. Till then, enjoy, good luck, and I'll see you guys on Monday, probably for the Forex, or probably for the crypto session. Monday and Thursday is Forex, and Tuesday and Wednesday or Friday is crypto. All right, so I'll see you guys then. Till then, good luck, happy trading, trade the plan, plan the trade, and bye for now.